MAPS Coaching. I'm the group coach for Virtual Leverage, and I'm a mastery coach. And I'm excited you're with us today to talk about virtual lifesavers and virtual leverage. So welcome. We're going to go ahead and talk about one of the questions I get asked a lot, which is, what can a virtual assistant do? Now, let me tell you just a little bit about me, and not because I like telling people how wonderful I am, because I don't believe that. What I do right now is my team last year closed 109 transactions off 6 agents, actually 5, and because I'm not in production. And right now, last year, we had 8 virtual assistants and no in-office admin. So I'm excited about sharing with you how I did that. I'm also a mastery coach, and this is my group coaching that I do, and I'm excited to share with you. Now, there should be a little thing that you guys are looking at that says questions. Through our meeting right here, if you get a chance, go ahead and open that up, and feel free to ask me some questions. Sound good? Yes? Good deal. Perfect. I'm excited about that. So when I said, what does a virtual assistant do? This is one of the big questions because people think that you're very, very limited based on what someone can do. Let's define what a virtual assistant is. This is simply someone who works outside of the office. I've worked with people in my same city that work remote, virtually, outside of the office. I also have worked with people that work on the other side of the world in other countries, like the Philippines. Some people have virtual assistants in India. I was talking to a gentleman last week at Coach's Skills Camp that hires people from Nicaragua. We're going to show you how to hire out of all of those countries and all the different jobs that they can take and what they can do. Let's look first at what a virtual assistant can actually do. So, for some reason, this is a little bit slow advancing my slides. There we go. Jobs that can be leveraged virtually. Now, on kw.com, I know that they have the job descriptions. So some of these are on there. Some of them, well, we'll go ahead and help you through that. But the executive assistant position, right now we've got an executive assistant. She's been with us 4 years. Her name's Tina. She lives in a small city in the Philippines called Cavite. And Tina goes ahead and handles everything from our buyer systems to our seller systems. She's done transaction management, transaction coordinating. She's handled all of our scheduling showings, getting feedback from other agents on properties. In fact, Tina has done it all that from the Philippines, pretty much every job that an executive assistant can do. I say pretty much because there's things that some executive assistants do that she can't. Sometimes they'll help out and drop off a lockbox. That would be tough for Tina, given her geographic challenges. She's done those things. In fact, Tina got so busy, she just said, Craig, I don't have time to send out seller reports anymore. So we brought in another hire, a listing manager. That person's job is to go ahead and support the listing agent on the things that matter to a seller, like getting feedback, scheduling showings, sending sellers a report every single week, and this was Tina's toughest task, to answer the question, what are you doing to sell my home? That's exactly what she does. And you've got some great questions. I want you to know that I am seeing these, and we're going to answer all of these before the webinar's out. I will not leave until we've answered questions. And I'll give you my information later, so if there's something that you thought of after, you can contact me. So we hired some support for that. The next job was classified ad posting. Let me back up. We hired somebody, let's see, it is 4 years ago. Her name's Daphne. She was our first virtual hire. And we just wanted someone to help us bring in more leads. Is anyone on here that would like more leads in their business? Yay, some of us. So we went ahead and we found Daphne. By the way, I found her on Craigslist, for those of you who are wondering where are you finding those, and I found Tina there too, and we'll explain more about that. But we found her on there, and I just wanted someone that would take our listings, post them on Craigslist, and would make my phone ring. And that's exactly what Daphne's job was, and that's her job now. And she has an assistant because she handles all of our marketing now. She has a virtual assistant. She has a virtual assistant, has a virtual assistant. It's a beautiful thing. And they post ads together to make sure we're driving leads and we're getting traffic. And there's a lot of other things we do, but that job was classified ad poster. Appointment setter. So I don't know if you guys know this. We're just wrapping up a really awesome virtual leverage, and I talked to a gentleman on there. He hired a virtual assistant. He hasn't hired virtually before. He hired his first one. They're setting an appointment for him, a listing appointment, every single workday. And their only job is getting on the phone and setting appointments. That really excites me. We've had people like that, and we have someone on our team that's their job, is setting appointments. Inside sales and outside sales. Now, these are very similar to appointment setters. A lot of times when you see inside sales, what that typically means is lead conversion, meaning leads are coming into you and they're nurturing them, or they're getting them to where that point where they're ready to meet with you and list their home. Outside sales, well, that's lead generation. That can be circle prospecting. That can be for sell by owners expired, depending on what an unlicensed person can do where you're at. Because a lot of times, if you are hiring outside of the United States, you're not going to find very many people that are licensed in your state. So we got to make sure that we are following the law here and we're doing that. A lead manager. Now, this is a little bit different. We have a lead manager that's phenomenal. Her name's Hannah. And through our webinars, if you like what we have today, we have a full 8-hour, it's 8 hours total, group coaching that we walk you through this, and you actually get to chat with Hannah, my lead manager. Her job, we found her, she was already trained, is to go ahead and build all of our lead conversion systems and all of our drip systems, meaning 8x8, 33 touches, 10 days of pains, 21 days of gain. We have a 30 days of awesome. And in our 30 days of awesome, when we get a lead in, our job is to just make a very awesome impact on them. So 30 days of awesome. And that's her job. She manages every lead. She tracks what's going on with it. She counts up and says, here's how many leads we have. And every week she says, Craig, we've got this many leads, and here's how many appointments we've set with our leads. So we know our appointments, which is in the career growth initiative coming up, we're going to have to know our appointments. Also, website developer. Now, I've worked with people in the past that have built landing pages. I haven't worked with anyone, I'll tell you, that has built a really in-depth CRM with everything built in. They're out there. We're going to show you how to find them. Me personally, we've hired people to build landing pages because a lot of times we get leads off home valuation pages, and I'm sure some of you that are on the call today have done that too. Jobs that can be leveraged virtually, social media manager. If you guys add me on Facebook, and if you search me on Facebook, my name's Craig Goodluck, you're welcome to shoot me messages, and I love making new friends. I'm not that good at social media. And if you look at our Teams page with 13,000 followers or something like that, or likes, it would look like we're really good at social media. No, we just have a great virtual assistant that does that. We talked about transaction coordinating. You can have someone manage your transactions as long as they're not doing anything that requires license. They don't have to be in the U.S. And yes, you can hire them for $2 an hour. That's not a teaser rate. This isn't, oh, $2 an hour part-time or $2 an hour for 2 hours. No, no, this is full-time, 40 hours a week, $2 an hour, $4,160 per year. That's the starting wage on our team, just so you know. Blogging, which is another one. I don't know about you, but I don't really like making time to sit down and blog. At the same time, I believe it's valuable for your SEO content. There's people out there that can do that. Graphic design, for those of you that want that, and video editing. And this is my favorite job. I love sharing with people that I have a virtual babysitter, and her name's Raquel. This is one of the jobs that can be leveraged virtually, and if you take nothing else but this away from today's webinar, I hope this makes a big impact in your business. So what is a virtual babysitter? And this is the question. What would your business look like if someone's one thing was you? So I don't know about you, but I'm disorganized. I'll go ahead and raise my hand right here and tell you that I have a problem staying organized, and I need help. And I'm okay asking for that help. That's Raquel's job, is to give me that help. So here's kind of how my day looks. I go ahead and I'm driving into the office and I call Raquel. Yes, we call people, and yes, she's in the Philippines. She also lives in Cavite. And I have a conversation with her and I say, Raquel, today I've got to make sure that I get this, 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 and this done. And she says, okay, and you've got in your to-do list this, this, and this. So I'll say, great. Then I go to my office and I look at the first thing that we all have to do is we've got to make phone calls. Even me, the MAPS coach, the trainer, still makes phone calls. So this will say who I have to call, who they are, and what I have to talk to them about. Sometimes it's follow-up. Sometimes it's lead generation. But these are the calls that couldn't get made by anyone else but me. And she just sends me a list saying, here's the people, and here's what we're talking about. And she listens through my computer while I call through my phone, and I have those conversations. If notes have to get taken and put into a CRM, she does it. If there's a follow-up action that has to get done, like an email that has to get sent, a text message, or a task has to be delegated to another team member, she does it. It's wonderful. In fact, she'll go ahead and manage my calendar and my schedule. If someone wants to schedule an appointment with me or reschedule, she helps me manage that. She creates my call lists on who I'm going to call each day. She organizes my follow-up items. She does take notes, and she does add them to the CRM. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to go ahead and admit, where I'm not perfect, you're going to see a lot of vulnerable things here, but I sometimes forget birthdays and holidays, and I feel really bad when I do. She helps me remember things like that, including remembering to send my wife flowers and those wonderful things, as well as scheduling doctor's appointments. If I'm stressed and she can tell, she'll ask me, should we book you a massage? And things like that are just great. Also, I have people that answer my cell phone. Meaning if you call me right now, even though I'm on this webinar, yes, my phone will ring, and it's going to get answered. It's going to get answered by someone from the Philippines. And people will ask me, oh, well, how good's their English and stuff like that. Well, I had a past coaching, or not coaching client, real estate client, who came into the office, and his name's Andy, and I said, hey, Andy, what are you doing here? And he says, well, I came in to bring in some earnest money, me and one of your buyer's agents, put a house under contract. I said, that's wonderful. Are you meeting so-and-so? And he says, no, I'm here to meet Tina. Tina? He said, yeah. And I said, who told you to meet Tina? And he says, well, gosh, I don't think anyone did. I just kind of assumed because she's who I've been in dialogue with. And I said, well, Andy, she's in the Philippines. And he said, oh, is she on a trip? And I says, no, that's where she lives. And he was kind of taken back by that. So some people we're finding are so good you can't tell they're in the Philippines. Sometimes someone answers my phone and they're newer and you can tell they're in the Philippines. And there is that process of making sure you have the right one. But things like that get handled. And when I'm on the other line, they'll go ahead and see if it's something they can help out with. You want to schedule a showing? Great. Let me call the seller and set that up for you. Oh, you're interested in seeing that house? That's great. Let me go ahead and reach out to one of the buyer's agents and see if they're ready. Oh, you want to list your home? Wonderful. Let me grab the listing agent and let's schedule a time with him. In fact, they'll go ahead and if you're calling about one of our listings, they'll ask if you have an agent. And if not, they'll say, would you like one of our agents to show that to you? Oh, you would? Fantastic. Let's schedule a time. And then for their safety, we're going to need to have you meet them in the office. But don't worry, they'll show you 3 or 4 more houses in addition to the one you called on. And that gives us a great opportunity to do a buyer presentation and for agents to call back and do that. So that's kind of what a virtual babysitter can do. Now, some of you are on this webinar because you are an assistant. And if you're on here and you are an assistant, chances are you're busy. We had at one point an in-office assistant, and she was good at the time. But the reason we hired Tina, which was our second hire, was to give her some help. And, you know, things didn't work out with her, unfortunately. Tina was able to take over and do a great job. So we're very grateful for both those people. Hiring a virtual assistant can be leverage for your leverage. So this is a great, great opportunity right now for someone to go ahead and hire a great assistant. So we are having a group coaching. We're going to be talking about how to actually do this. I get emails all the time that say, what you're doing makes no sense. I hired a virtual assistant. It didn't work out. Yep, I know. They typically leave in about 90 days because they're going to decide really quick if they like working for you, and you're going to decide really quick if you like them working for you. And there's going to be a change. Well, we've got people that have been with us 4 years. So what we're doing works. And I get people all the time emailing me saying, I'm frustrated because I know this can work and I'm just not finding the talent. Well, we're going to show you that there's 7 different ways to find someone in the Philippines, and this works really, really well. We're doing it. I mean, we're going to show you it being done. We're also going to go over how to pay them. This is a constant question. How do I pay someone on the other side of the world? So through our group coaching, we're going to go through that. How to train them. I'm going to go ahead and just give you guys a real quick, awesome thing for training someone. When you're training someone, no matter what capacity on your team, right now my favorite thing to use is a screen capture tool and training through a video call or the computer. We use Snagit. There's other free ones out there, and there's different ones we can use. That's just what we like. It's not better. It's not worse. It's just what we use. If I'm training someone through the computer to do something, let's say they're going to, use .loop. I'll go ahead and record my conversation with them, and then we'll save it to Google Drive or Dropbox. Ours is in Google Drive, but it was in Dropbox. And if someone needs to know how to do something, or they just need to repeat that training, they just watch that video. So I created a video on how to answer my phone 4 years ago when someone else started answering my phone for me. When someone starts as a newbie on our team, they just watch that video, and it shows them how to answer my phone, what to say, and what are the scripts. It's wonderful. Now, Gary talks about decentralizing management. If not, what happens is you have to micromanage, and most people do not like being micromanaged. There are the few out there, and you are crazy, but we love you anyway. We're decentralized management. So let me give you an example. I told you that Daphne posts ads for us. At the end of every day, if someone calls me and says, hey, what's going on with my house? You mentioned that you're going to be advertising it online. I can go back. I can go to a spreadsheet Daphne does. I can click on a link, and I can see exactly which houses were put online that day. on some of the websites we post them on, we can see how many hits we got. And this tells us if what we're doing is working. So we can evaluate and we can improve. Also, how to communicate with them. There's a lot of different ways you can communicate with someone, but some of you guys are listening to me saying, wait a second, you call someone from the Philippines every morning? Isn't that expensive? You have them call your clients? Isn't that expensive? Well, we're going to go ahead and show you how to do that. And there are a lot of options to go ahead and communicate with people, as well as allow you to make phone calls and text messages. Like we said, we're going to show you how to reduce turnover because most people leave. And also when to get out of business with the wrong virtual assistant. I've got a lot of people that they'll hire a virtual assistant, and they're excited, yeah, I found someone. And I'm saying, great job. And they'll say, hey, they're not showing up to work. Well, I'm going to tell you, people get into real estate because they believe it's easy money and it's flexible hours. Well, people get into working online as a virtual assistant because it's easy money, and some of them believe it's flexible hours. So we're also going to tell you how to go ahead and determine what to pay them. So how did we determine that you could hire for $2 an hour? And who came up with that logic? I mean, really? I'll let you in on another little secret. Sheena, that works for us, she's our human resource manager. She's from the Philippines. She helps me find real estate agents in the United States, and it's a beautiful thing. Great for team leaders, if any team leaders are listening in. So she goes ahead and does that, but her fiance works for the Philippines government, making $300 a month. Full-time, $300 a month. That's $3,600 a year. Now, we said earlier, if you're making $2 an hour, that's $4,160 a year. So you can do the math, and by the way, we have given her a raise since because we do promote people on our team. She makes more money than him, and she works online in the middle of the night from the Philippines. So, and she's been with us 2 years. She's great. We're going to show you how to safeguard and protect your business because obviously when you're giving your information out there, there's some of us that are saying, oh my goodness, this scares me. Yep, scared me in the beginning too. We're going to show you how to safeguard. And then best practices. There are some things that work, some things that don't work. We have to determine what makes a great virtual assistant work. How do we know that we have one? So we're going to go ahead and go through that. We also go ahead and as part of our group coaching, we actually interview my virtual assistants, and you get the opportunity to ask a lot of them questions. Some of you that went through the last round, you're saying, great, is this the same as last time? Well, we've introduced something really exciting that I know all of us are excited about, KPAs. And a lot of people are saying, well, does that work for virtual assistant? Well, we're going to talk about what works on a KPA for virtual assistant because this is a huge game changer right here. So a lot of people are wondering, what's next? Well, have your MAPS coach, bold coach, broker, TL, OP, regional director, MCA hold you accountable to signing up and invite them to sign up. Because right now, if you have someone in your life in a leadership capacity and they tell you that they're going to do something for you and they fall short, it's not because they don't like you or love you, but chances are they might need a little leverage in their life. And let's be honest, for $2 an hour, everyone can have an assistant. My wife has an assistant. It's a wonderful thing. We'll tell you about that. So anyway, we're going to be having our next launch on July 14th. We're going to do some Q&A here in a little bit. Right now, I just want to share a couple things with you. We have 31 slots available today only at 20% off. That promo code SAVE40 if you want that. If you sign up today, I'm going to send you the 7 recruiting sources for free. Yes, don't tell Gary I stole this. I went through the MREA. We all have the 7 recruiting sources, and I said, okay, what are the 7 for a virtual assistant? I'm going to give you some freebies today because I mentioned on Craigslist. Here's a freebie I'm going to give you. If right now you said, okay, Craig, thanks for the information. I'm going to go out there and just figure it all out on my own and fail forward. That's great. You can go to manila.craigslist.org, click on resumes. You're going to see some virtual assistant resumes in there. And if you go to jobs, you can see other people that are hiring a virtual assistant. You can see what they're having them do and what's the compensation they're offering and things like that. So there's one great freebie on where to find them. There's more, a lot more. So if you want a copy of that, if you sign up today, we're going to send that to you. And if you want to register, you go to kwrievents.kw.com/BL2. And after this, I'm going to give you my information because I want you to go ahead and feel free to interact with me and reach out to me. I'm just going to let everyone grab this link while we answer some questions. So I'm curious, where can I find a $2 an hour virtual assistant? That's a great question. Start with Craigslist. There's 6 other sources, and we're more than happy to send those to you. Biggest question, how to hire them, train them, practically providing them internet and phone. So that's a great question. Let me tell you, the people that have worked for us, the best people, they come with their internet, they come with their phone, and a lot of times they're more trained. In fact, we brought on a new CRM, and it was expensive. and I did not want to take the time to figure it out. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm a disorganized mess. I just found someone in the Philippines that had already done it. In fact, if you wanted to hire someone as a transaction coordinator right now, chances are someone's done that, and chances are they're in the Philippines. We just have to find them. So, and screen capture videos are huge. We're going to go ahead and go through that. So, how did we train? We're going to go ahead and go through that in this. Screen capture videos, though, have been our best friend with hiring and training people. So screen capture videos. There's other great videos you can plug into. I know that if you go on kwconnect.com or the new KW Connect, there's videos on how to do a lot of different things on there. We have some of the videos we're going to be sharing with you, how to go ahead and train them and how to hold them accountable and how to decentralize a lot of this. So how do you pay virtual assistants that you get on Craigslist? I used to use Upwork, but they have hidden fees and raised prices. Yes, a lot of them have. There are more sources. If you start with the resume section, you can go ahead and say, okay, this person wants a job, I'm going to reach out to them. So yes, yes, yes. Some of you that are posting ads to find virtual assistants, because you can post an ad on Craigslist, sometimes they charge you. Right now, I still advertise on Craigslist, and I've got a virtual assistant in the Philippines that's advertising on Craigslist, and it's a beautiful thing. So how many do we have? Right now, 14 virtual assistants. What do they do? Oh, that's a great question. Everyone on our team has a one thing focus. So we do have someone that's making calls, setting appointments. We have our listing specialist. We have 2 virtual babysitters. Raquel works with me, and Irene works with Kevin. He's our listing specialist. They keep them on task. And then we've got Hannah, that's our lead manager, that goes ahead and does that. We've got our classified ad posters. We've got an executive assistant. We've got a customer care person. We've got a social media person. We've got someone in pretty much everything. And we've just taken the different job tasks and job descriptions from Keller Williams, because a lot of us have this already, and we've just segmented it down to as bite-sized pieces as we can. In fact, the biggest challenge we have is not that it's hard work, it's that it's boring work. Our classified ad specialist comes to work doing the exact same job 7 days a week, and she chose 7 days a week. I'm going to be completely honest with that. She has an assistant, so if she wants a day off, she can take it. She wants 7 days a week, so we gave that to her because she said, here's how much money I want to make, and I'll work 7 days a week. And we said, okay, we made a deal. So that's how we did that, and she works out really, really well with that. So that's a great one. I have several questions. I'm in the process of starting my business. How can I? Okay, so this is a great question. If everyone has this, and if you need me to go back, we can. But here's my information. I'm giving you my name, my phone number, my email address, and I'm giving you the opportunity to reach out to me, because some of you have questions that you're going to think of after this, and sometimes you're going to say, is this the right coaching for me? Some of you guys are at the place in your business where this is a great starter, and you're wanting a mastery coach. Let me tell you, originally, the reason we created this is because I've got some wonderful mastery coaching clients, and building their business, they said, okay, coach, I want exactly what you have. Well, those of you in mastery coaching know that it's only 4 calls per month on average. It's 40 calls a year, and sometimes that right there could eat up an entire year of coaching just talking about that one subject. So I wanted to be able to provide more time for my coaching clients to have this, and we decided, you know what, let's give this to everybody. This is a wonderful thing here. So we created that opportunity, so when we're on our mastery coaching calls, we're focused on the most important thing, which is their business. This is the training. Coaching is different. So that's a great question. So there's my information. Yes, you can reach out to me with those questions, and you can add me. Do we bonus people as well? I love that question. Yes, we do. We do a lot of bonuses. Let me tell you about my favorite bonus, okay? We do have what we call bounties. A bounty task is one of those tasks that it's eating at you, that you just want it figured out. And it might be something that just has to be done once, ever, but you need that figured out. Let's say it's a website, or let's say it's a logo that needs to be just built just once. We create a bounty task, and we put a price on it. Maybe it's 20 bucks, maybe it's 100 bucks. And we say to whoever figures this out, I'm going to pay you this much. And one of the things we talk about is building a virtual database and providing value. And when you go ahead and you're sending out emails saying, hey, you want to make 100 bucks real quick? We do that. Plus, we offer it to our team members first, so they can actually go ahead and take part in those bounties when they want to make more money. And then we bonus on a lot of other things depending on what their job description is. When they're exceeding the required job, we're always bonusing. That's a great one. How many hours does each of your VAs work per day? I got to tell you, Raquel, and I don't know if she's with me right now. She listens to me 90% of the day, but I turn off my She listens through Google Hangouts to me, and she can see me. I turn it off when I'm doing these webinars so I don't get distractions. Raquel, right now, yesterday we started work together at 7 a.m. And I drove home from the office last night at 8:30, and she was still working. And last week, because it was Coach's Skills Camp, I gave her a paid week off, and she stays and she works until we get the job done. And sometimes it's 12 to 14 hours. And by the way, she makes great money. If you ask her, she loves her job. She makes great money. Yes, she started at $2 an hour, but she's become more essential, so I pay her more than that now. And you get an opportunity through the group coaching to go ahead and ask her questions and stuff like that, like, are you okay? Is he taking care of you? Biggest thing is, I got to tell you guys, this touches my heart because when I hired Raquel, we've been working together 2 months, and we had a call one morning, and I says, how are you? And I'll never forget, because I was in Bellingham, I was at ESO, and she says, well, it was a rough night, or a rough day, because she sleeps during the day, works night. She says, my tent leaked. I said, what do you mean your tent leaked? I was confused. And she says, well, in our house, there's a lot of people. There's only one bedroom for my parents. So her brothers and sisters, their spouses, and boyfriends and girlfriends and kids sleep out in the backyard in a tent. Broke my heart, guys, and I teared up, and that got very emotional. The good news is she doesn't sleep outside in a tent anymore. We provided that opportunity for her. And I got to tell you, I've had Daphne who went ahead and she was able to pay for 2 of her brothers' their college. She gave them a scholarship. She paid for them to go to school. Sheena that works with us, she provided back to school kits for 45 kids in the Philippines that had nothing. Guys, the reason I do this is because I really, really want to make an impact on the world. I want to make an impact in your business. I want you to hire great talent, and I want you to go ahead and help others do the same. And believe it or not, $2 an hour goes a long way for some people. So not to get emotional, because this is an exciting thing, and I like helping people. But Raquel works that hard and loves her job. Some people, they only work 8 hours a day. They show up at 9, they leave at 5, and sometimes they're on the 1 to 9 shift. Mike's great. We have a great guy named Mike. He's our customer care person. He's consistently a 1 to 9 person. He gets his work done, and he rarely ever stays late, and that's okay. So thank you for all the nice words. I appreciate that. So you post the ad for virtual assistants, or they post ads? Please elaborate. So both. I don't post ads personally anymore. When I was looking for talent in the beginning, I posted ads a lot of places to start to build a virtual database. And from that virtual database, I was able to start reaching out and finding talent. In fact, we got Raquel because I hired Ken as a videographer before. Ken's her boyfriend. And he didn't work out. He wasn't right for the position. Later on, Raquel came to me and said, I want to work for you. And she wants to work for me. She's not out there looking for another virtual job, because if you don't treat them right, believe me, they will. So yes, we have people that we hire to put real estate ads out there to generate leads, and we have people that put ads out there to find more virtual assistants when we're looking. So yes, that's great. Right now we need more agents. So they're helping us post ads to find agents on great websites. So anyway, I know I'm a little bit over on the time. I want to thank everyone who's been with me today, and thank you for the questions. There's a couple questions that they're looking like they're repeats, and they're the same questions over and over again. If I didn't answer your question, it was because it kind of looked like something else, or it's something that we don't have the time to elaborate on today. Here's my information. Call me or email me. If you call me today, chances are you're going to get someone in the Philippines, so you're also welcome to text me. Or you can try it out. Not everyone at once. Believe it or not, everyone has their job to do, not just chatting with you as much as they'd love to. But you are welcome to call me. You're welcome to send me an email. And I really want to go ahead and help everyone who's on here who's looking for that right fit, find that right fit. For me, this was being in a shifting market. It was very tough to go ahead. We know that if the model says that you can go ahead and invest 12% back into your business, page 193 of the MREA. So if you only made 50,000 GCI and you need help, right there, that tells me you only have 6,000 to spend, which that's a great wage for some virtual leverage for you. So I hope this is a great curriculum. I hope you choose to take part in it. If you have any more questions on what a virtual assistant can do, which we're going to go through this, and there's a whole other 8 hours of training on top of this, sign up, be a part of our group coaching. If you just have a couple basic questions and you want to reach out to me, hey, that's great. I welcome that, and thank you for doing that. You're also welcome to add me on Facebook. That's a great place that I can respond, and you can see if what we're doing is working and how we do it. So we prove everything here. I don't show you anything that I don't do. So sometimes there's an area that you'll want me to elaborate in, and if I don't do it, but somebody else does it, I'll point you in the right direction, because I'm very well connected in this world. So thank you so much for your time. Oh, great question, the cost. So the entire course, the 198 bucks, we wanted to keep this inexpensive. This is 8 hours with me, and if you sign up today, we have that code to save, which is save 40, that promo code, 20% off. So anyway, and I got to tell you guys, that was on the last presentation. I'm not sure if that's on today's presentation. I will get it figured out for you. So yes, go ahead and use that code, and let's go ahead and get you signed up. If you have questions about this, if there's anything else I can do, feel free to reach out and let me know. Once again, my name is Craig Goodlove. Thank you so much for your time on our webinar today. I appreciate everyone that was here, and thank you for taking time out of your business. Have a wonderful day.